So just a quick update. I left Portland this morning and I've just parked up in Otter Garden Centres just for a quick spot of a charge. Now today, on the way out of Portland, I saw my first G-WIZ in passing. There's not many left on the road, so that was quite remarkable, and of all places coming out of Portland. So that was quite an experience. So now coming over here, I went through Abbotsbury, picked up some more milk at Bridport, and driving up some of these very steep hills. This car was struggling on some of them. There were some like mile-long gradients. Now some of the gradients must have been close to 19, and so I had to slow down to maybe 15 mile an hour on some of them. But I made it, and I'm in Devon now. I'm just on the other side of Exeter. I'm meeting Robin Harford for a chat while I charge, and then I will be heading down to Paignton way. The only good thing about going up those steep hills is coming down them. Like I had my foot on the pedal with regen. So driving with an electric vehicle is a completely different ball game. As I say, I managed to do 10.41 miles per volt, which in previous driving conditions I was only able to achieve 8.5 miles per volt. And despite all the steep hills, I've been using regen more. I've not been pushing the car too hard. So I reckon with this trailer combination I can actually reach 125 miles range, which is not bad considering I'm only losing about 30 miles off the 155 mile range without the trailer. So I think a lot of it is down to the driving, and I definitely have found a way to get the most out of this car despite the trailer and the wind resistance. So I'm parked at a campsite just outside of Paignton. It's a nice little area, and I've done about 95 miles, I believe, today, around 95 with the car, but it wasn't your easy 95 miles. After I got past, once I got past Abbotsbury, guess what? There were even more hills. And the worst one was the main road coming up to Newton Abbot. It's about a mile long steep climb, and I had my hand on the motor controller and it was just getting very hot without a brake to actually cool down, because by the time I got past that hill there was another climb. So that was about 11 or 12 miles of that, so I was worried that the motor controller would get a little too hot. But it made it okay, and everything's fine. So I'm parked up here for a couple of days, going to see some friends in Paignton, relax, have a wander, have a scout and see if I can find any pull-ups somewhere in the vicinity. I'm about to do a test after this Zoe has gone. Now this is the rapid charger, the 43 kilowatt. Now I haven't tested it on these yet, and I'm just going to see if I can run both my chargers off it. So once the Zoe's gone, because they're using the AC at the moment, I'm going to give it a try and see what happens. So here it goes. We're going to see if we can actually get a charge off of 43 kilowatt. Now let's see. Do I have to go onto the app to do this? Usually there's a 15-minute free charge. Okay, so I have to go onto the app, so I'll pause it for a... Right, so I've just done the process on the app, and it looks like the chargers have switched on. Now the problem I had with the 22 kilowatt chargers was that when I switched both of them on, it would cut out. So let's see what happens with the 43 kilowatt point. Can I get a charge? So far so good, they're not cutting out. So it looks like I can, off 43 kilowatt, charge at my full capacity off the Type 2. So I've just been tipped off that there's a charging point just here. So this is open every day, 24/7, and you need an RFID chip to access it. So I just realised I brought this with me because I ordered a charge map pass in case I went into Europe, and I've still got to register it, but I've just realised that if I scan that there, oh, it's already open, but I've already scanned it, and it's allowed me to it's basically allowed me to access this, no problem. So this is a really good discreet charger. It's not listed anywhere, so I'm just going to test it and see if I can charge up off it. I'm going to see if I can do my 7 kilowatts. I have heard that it is a 22 kilowatt charge, so it may cut off, so we'll have to see what happens. So it turns out that this is the only charge point that's working here. Now if I turn on one charger, so that's one working. Now here's the big question, can I charge 2? So it's looking like this is going to be my local charge place while I'm at Paignton. So that is really good to see. So this isn't listed on ZapMap, so this is the beauty of just talking to people who have electric cars. There was a Zoe parked next to me when I was testing the 43 kilowatt. So we ended up having a really long chat, a great chat, and he gave me a bunch of other tips. But the best one was that this place exists right here. And this is actually Electric and Innovation Centre, so they've got these free for people to use. So the other thing that I've been doing while I'm here is I'm scouting out places to park the car, especially my trailer. So what I might do is come back here when they're open tomorrow, see if they're willing to let me store my trailer here. But we'll see. There's a cheap parking space just around the corner from where my friends stay, so that might be okay. It's just I've got a house to stay in if I want it, so I might take them up on that, and then I've got somewhere to relax, but then somewhere to do some exploring along the coast without having the trailer, so I can kind of do some longer journeys, get down to the coast and some more remote locations. But yeah, it looks like everything's falling into place. Now, as I say, the next step is finding somewhere safe to park the car and the trailer, or even just the trailer. Once that's done and scouted out today, I will be en route to having everything that I need while I stay here.